Hello.
Hello.
Hello, sorry, it helps if I plug the microphone in.
Yeah, Dunderhead.
Brilliant.
With that fancy equipment, here's me with my iPad and my Apple headphones with a microphone on it, and you've got all that fancy equipment, you actually forget to put in the blinking microphone. What are you all about?
I'm juggling so many things here with different stuff.
You're chugging what?
That's just your mind that's thinking that, Dave.
That's what it sounded like.
You've got cloth lugs then.
No, do you want to know what it is? I've got the strangest cold in the world because one of my ears is blocked. I've never had that before in my life. I woke up yesterday. I woke up yesterday and I thought, if I still got, because I wear earplugs if I'm sleeping during the day, and I was like, if I still got an earplug in my ear for some reason, and I was like, oh no, in my ear, and just doing the whole right side of my head is blocked. So I've been popping the blooming Lemsip max strength capsules to see if it'll help. But
well,
no, it definitely sounded like you said you were chugging there, mate. But there you go.
Well, I just hope it's the ear that's blocked that you're listening to me in, like me last week. Then, so
it is exactly. Aye, that's it.
Exactly. So all we've got to say is check out our Instagram page and also, fucking hell.
You're still thinking about the penis and the hot chili, Derek.
Aye, exactly. A year ago, I was genuinely scared, and fuck this, I'm not doing this.
That's funnier than the story.
See the way they've fucking written this is ridiculous.
And the stadium erupts in red, white and blue. You've never seen anything like it.
Let's go.
Brace yourself. Rangers are coming!
Hi everyone, and welcome to the next episode of the I Ready podcast. As ever, I'm your host Derek, and with me is my co-host Dave. How are you doing?
I'm fine. Good morning, Derek. We've not recorded during the day for a long time, so it's strange it's still daylight outside when we're recording, but doing this on our days off, Derek, and you're actually on holiday, that shows you how dedicated that we are to this cause.
Exactly. I mean, I'm still having to do work when I'm off, so...
Well, you have got me as your co-host, Derek, so I mean, come on, what else do you want? It's you've got me, you're going to hate today as much as you possibly can, because I think everybody knows it there that I don't do very much for this podcast apart from talk utter crap, but there you go.
I'm still having to do work on my day off. Yes, we have got a couple of games to cover today. Obviously, it's been a very, very good week, hasn't it?
Oh, so, Derek, how good is the last, not even week, the last sort of 6 days been? It's been absolutely fantastic. I'm sure that you're going to get into it, but two absolutely incredible results for us, and it's just great to be a Bear at the moment, isn't it?
Absolutely. And the strips came out as well.
They certainly did. I know there was some problems there, and a few things. I mean, well, I don't know if you want to talk about that now, Derek.
We'll get into that.
Yeah,
later,
that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll go down the tunnel and onto the pitch. So the first game we've got to cover is Thursday the 20th of September. It was a fantastic 2-2 away draw to Villarreal and the first game of the Europa League. Now, I was trying to put out a post-match reaction pod as I was, and I had Dave champing at the bit as he was driving down the motorway wanting to do one over the airwaves there, wasn't he? I'll let you get into it first.
I was quite prepared, Derek, to... You know, I've got a good sort of 40 minutes travel to work, and I was still on a high. I had the hands free. I was ready just to phone you to get you to record it, but you wouldn't let me. You thought it would be too dangerous. You know, I don't know what you think about my driving. I'm not quite sure, but you were like, no, I'm not going to have you on the airwaves the next minute. Oh, here's a big crash on the motorway. So I wasn't allowed to do it. But Derek, we said before the game, go into this game with no fear, no expectations. Nobody was really expecting us to get anything from the match. We knew we were playing a top team. You know, away in Spain, it was going to be, you know, a really difficult match, and we were basically just to go out and, you know, enjoy it. and certainly going by the second half performance, Derek, they boys enjoyed it, because the second half performance was outstanding, and the 2 goals that we scored were just absolute classic counter-attacking plays, weren't they? And crosses into the box, which I'm sure you're going to get into. You know, the type of goal I absolutely love, getting to the byline, crossing the ball back for somebody there. It was just great to watch. And Derek, we could have had the winner at the end. We really should have, didn't we?
Oh, it was gutting, but you know, I'll take the draw any day, because that's, you know, going away from home, first game in Europe, the first proper, you know, group stage game, and you know, as I said, you know, taking a draw would have been the best thing for us. But you know, I'm quite happy with that.
Oh, it was brilliant. I'll let you get into the game in more depth, Derek, but it was fantastic.
Yep. So we lined up McGregor, Tavernier, Goldson, Worrell, Barisic, Koulibaly, Arfield, Candeas, Halliday, Kent and Lafferty. On the subs bench we had Foderingham, Katic, Gredzda, Dorrans, McCrory, Middleton and Sadiq. Now obviously the big surprise was the fact that Katic was dropped and Worrell was getting his debut. Now,
do we know anything about the Katic thing, Derek? Because we were all very surprised at that one. Do you think it was purely tactical? Do you think he was maybe carrying a wee knock? Or very surprised.
I don't know, because I had a wee look on the Rangers website for the team selection when they put that out, and certainly there was nothing mentioned about picking up a knock. Certainly he was on the bench, obviously, so it couldn't have been too bad if that was the case. However, somebody on Twitter did get back to us and say he did pick up a wee knock in the last training session, but again, we've never really heard anything about that. No. And he obviously was playing against St Johnstone at the weekend. So,
and a bit of a baptism of fire for Joe Worrell. I mean, you don't really get a bigger game for us than, you know, away from home against Villarreal, so the pressure must have been on him, but Derek, he coped with it alright, didn't he?
Well, for 45 seconds he did anyway. No, certainly it wasn't his fault anyway. 45 seconds gone and Villarreal scored their first goal, and we thought straight away, here we go, this is going to be one of these nights, wasn't it? It was a ball through the middle of the defence. It was the Villarreal attacker tried to play the ball out wide, I think it was, to nobody, but he had a lucky break, hit off Worrell. I think it hit off the other defender as well, Goldson, and it kind of fell right back into the path of the attacker. And granted, he had an absolute superb shot from the edge of the box, flying into the opposite corner past McGregor. Now, a lot of people saying McGregor was too far off his line, especially that big plum John Hartson, but I don't think that at all.
No, Derek, that's an absolute nonsense. Now, it was Carlos Bacca, Derek. Now, we spoke about him before. He's maybe not as prolific as he was a couple of seasons ago, but this guy still, you know, it's between him and Falcao to see who the main striker for Colombia is. So this guy's a class act, Derek, and he can produce moments of magic like that. That was just a sublime finish. A wee bit annoyed that we didn't clear our lines right enough, Derek, but for McGregor to know that was going to happen, and for him to be able to get a shot of that quality and that curl and dip from that angle with 2 defenders still next to him, there's no goalkeeper in the world would say to themselves, oh, I need to be back on my lines. As you say, John Hartson talking utter crap there, because he certainly wasn't at fault for that. It was a sublime finish and a sublime goal. We can't take that away from him. The only, like I said, disappointing thing was that we didn't manage to clear our lines at that point and get a foot in, but you know, that was it. And as you say, we thought at that point, oh my God, here we go. This is going to be a long, long night, didn't we?
Yep. And shortly after, the kind of BT coverage went down, and when they came back, or before they came back, they had, you know, John Hartson talking in the studio, and he was talking utter shite again as usual. And when the BT did come back, they had an English commentator. I can't remember who the commentator was, but it was fantastic to listen to somebody who knows what they're talking about, rather than, I think it was Rob McLean, wasn't it?
Derek, it wasn't even the fact that they knew what they were talking about. There was no bias there, Derek, was there?
No.
There was no... They were genuinely wanting, as they saw it, a British club to do well, especially with Steven Gerrard at the helm. They were desperate for Rangers to do well, and then, as you say, as soon as we go back to our normal commentary, it was, everything that they could to put a wee negative on anything that was happening, they would try and do, didn't they? And it's getting more and more sickening. And I think that we're starting to accept it now, which, isn't right, is it? We should be looking for that. And it was just refreshing to hear a couple of guys commentating that were really willing us to do well. It just, I just wish it was like that all the time.
Rob McLean's not a commentator anyway, because every time he speaks, regardless if it's us or another team, just sounds like somebody's budgies died and he's so bloody sad. So
maybe his budgie did die, Derek.
Oh, budgie smuggler. It's the only thing I can think of when you say budgie.
Exactly, trust you think of that. Yeah. Okay.
So in the 19th minute, Villarreal were claiming for a penalty after the ball hit Arfield's arm. It did kind of hit his arm, however, it was headed at close range into him and he was trying to pull his arm away, so it was never a penalty for me or the referee, obviously. And the 40th minute, the game kind of played out. I'll get into that in a minute.
It did, yes, aye.
In the 40th minute, there was sustained possession by Villarreal, ending in a shot from 20 yards, right at McGregor and forcing him to make a save out for the corner. It was fairly easy for McGregor, it was right at him, but still had to put it out for the corner. As I was saying, the first half was largely a nothing game from both teams. Obviously, Villarreal controlling pretty much a majority of it, as you would expect. They had a team of far superior quality, you would have said. I mean, they spent 74 million, I think, in the summer. And one of the stats that Bet365 on their Twitter account put out, they named 5 players of their starting 11, and it was totalling £62 million.
Yeah.
The whole Rangers starting 11 only cost £6 million, so that shows you the gulf in kind of funding and quality that you would expect there.
Yes.
Certainly they had a few chances, but it was really fizzled out before it got to our box. Our defence stood up and they were tall and they done their job as you would expect. Anything that they did have, they kind of put out for a corner. They had a number of corners, mind you, or they hit it wide. And I don't remember, other than that one chance in the 40th minute, McGregor really having anything to do.
Yeah, that's right. It was. I think at that point, Derek, getting to half time, or the longer the game was going, I was kind of like you. I was saying to myself, for all the possession that they're having, they're putting a lot of high balls into the box, which we're mop up, and that's when I actually thought, Worrell's actually having a pretty decent game in there. We can expect that for Goldson now anyway. That's the sort of high standard that he's set. But Worrell was settling in, and we were certainly picking up our men and stopping them from getting, near the box, Derek, which was really good. And at that point, I thought to myself, maybe we get a wee chance here if we can start getting upfield. Maybe, have some joy.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we did have a couple of fleeting chances in the first half. We started to come back into it around the 20th minute and then maybe around about the 40th minute, and we were getting further forward. However, again, much like Villarreal, it was fizzled out before it got to their box, and their keeper literally had nothing to do all the first half. We were overhitting our passes most of the half. We were not linking up, and every loose ball was going to Villarreal, so it was disappointing to see, and we were playing within ourselves. It was really a mirror image of the Celtic game a few weeks ago, wasn't it? Yep. And the one thing you've got to remember, though, is apart from McGregor and I think maybe Kyle Lafferty, the rest of the first 11 had little to no European experience, so this is really a brand new thing for them, so you can be forgiven if they're a wee bit maybe shell-shocked a wee bit, but as I said, we stood up in the defence, and that's the main thing.
Again, going though, Derek, on our coaching staff, going with Steven Gerrard and Gary McAllister, the two of them vastly experienced, especially for playing in Europe, both of them. So they, two good guys to have in there when we're playing in Europe. They've been there and done that. So, these things, for me, that shows a lot. Because they've been in this sort of type of game before themselves. They know what to expect. So, I was feeling more confident in the second half, Derek, because I knew our defence was coping, and I was hoping that sort of confidence in the defence was going to spread forward, as you say, and give us, just tighten up more in midfield and keep a hold of the ball a lot better than we did, and thankfully it did happen in the second half.
Yep, we came out more or less all guns blazing in the second half. It was a complete role reversal from the first half. However, obviously, us pushing out a wee bit further was, made Villarreal actually have quite a few chances in the half as well. And the first really dangerous one was in the 48th minute, where the ball was played through the middle of our defence. McGregor had to come out of his box like a big sweeper keeper, slide kick the ball. It only goes to a Villarreal player who had an open goal more or less to shoot into, and he casually passes the ball and hits the side netting. So really bad it was kind of lackadaisical play from the Villarreal player. Didn't look interested, but thankfully it was for the benefit of us.
That's right, yep.
50th minute, Villarreal had another good chance where the ball was skillfully played out to the left of the box. There was a cross in, found the Villarreal player who hits a first time shot over the bar from about 7 yards. In the 56th minute, we got a good chance where great play from Kent, taking on a player, really good direct play with the ball, going goal bound, and he was fouled in a dangerous area. I don't think the foul came to anything, the free kick. No. In the 58th minute, there was a corner for Villarreal out to the 20-yard line and a volley by the attacker, and it was not far over the bar. 61st minute, outstanding save from McGregor after the ball crossed in from the left by Villarreal. Barisic heads it backwards, but only to the Villarreal attacker on the edge of the box, who had a first-time rocket aimed at the bottom left corner. Yeah. But McGregor had a great save and he put it out for the corner. Fantastic save there from McGregor, wasn't it?
That, for me, that point, Derek, for me was the sort of turning point in the game. I think at that point, Villarreal thought, it doesn't matter what we're doing here, I don't think we're going to score. This is just my opinion, because at that point, as you say, they did have a few really good chances and it wasn't coming off for them. And then that save sort of typified everything for me. McGregor, fantastic shot, and I think that gave our boys a bit of a rise as well at that point, because it was for then I think that we really started to push on.
Yeah, I mean the chances I'm highlighting, obviously that's into the 61st minute. It doesn't really describe how we were playing at that point, because they were getting the clear-cut chances. However, we were certainly playing with a lot more confidence. We were passing the ball around a lot better. We were getting further forward. Again, not having any chances though, but we were certainly...
I do think that was a key point in the game, though. That one save, especially when I watched the game back again, because after that, I think you could really see that our players, it gave them a big confidence boost there. I think, especially for the defence also. So I think that was a bit of a key point.
Yeah. On the 65th minute, again, McGregor had to be a sweeper keeper by coming out of his box. Again, slid in, got the ball away, went to the Villarreal player again, who could only knock it over the bar this time. So it was more or less a carbon copy chance like the first time. But it was a wee bit less clear cut in terms of the chance they had in the end. However, on the 66th minute, we did draw level with Arfield. It was a quick break down the right-hand side by Tavernier. Good strong play to get it past the man in the box. It was actually fouled. The referee looked as if he was going to give the penalty, but he obviously seen where the ball was going. The ball was passed wide to Candeas, who cut the ball back to Arfield, who was in the middle of the box, who coolly slots it home. Fantastic goal and great strong play from Tavernier, and very well done from the referee as well.
Yeah, brilliant play by Tav, Derek. That's what we want to see from Tav. We all know he can do it, but the skill and the speed and just the power of him to get into that area, he had one thing on his mind, and he was getting, into that box to make a chance. As you say, it was clearly fouled. It was going to be a penalty. If that had been cleared or anything like that, that would have been a penalty. But the referee, as you say, be fair, he could see what was happening. Candeas, great ball back to Arfield, who was supporting it, banged it in. Arfield's been excellent now, Derek. You can see his confidence is sky high as well at the moment, but absolutely fantastic goal and great counter-attacking play by us. Tremendous stuff.
Yep, absolutely. And certainly my house was rocking. The scenes from the away fans in Villarreal were amazing as well, and I'm pretty sure every Rangers supporting house around the country was doing the same.
It was for about a minute.
Yes, it was very short-lived, because once again we score a goal, and 2 minutes later we then concede a goal. It was 68th minute, it went 2-1 to Villarreal. Started off on the left at the halfway line, quick passing to get it to the far right on our box, took the ball into the box, cuts it back into the near post through the legs of Barisic. Kind of poor defending. I think Barisic was caught in two minds whether to stick or twist, and he was just caught in no man's land, wasn't he?
You know my feelings about Barisic, Derek, but defending wise this game wasn't his best attacking wise, it was outstanding, but defending, you know, as you say, he was loose with a few headers in the first half, and certainly I think he'll look back on that and he'll be annoyed because he actually was able to, you know, nutmeg him to get the shot into the near post. I think he'll be quite disappointed in that one. As you say, our joy was short-lived, unfortunately, just for about, you know, a minute and a half they scored. So vast majority of Rangers fans were still celebrating when they scored their second goal, but I still think at that point, Derek, I still had a wee sneaky suspicion that we could still go and score. I don't know about you.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. It was something that, you know, we were playing a lot better. We were on the ascendancy at that point as well, so it was, you know, you always had the confidence we were going to do something. But we changed that about just after the goal. 69th minute, Koulibaly came off and Middleton came on. I think Koulibaly had a fairly quiet-ish game, didn't he? It wasn't the game he was expecting, but obviously that was his first game back after picking up an injury in the last one. So, and what an impact Middleton had. Outstanding straight away. He was getting involved in everything, and it paid off in the 75th minute when we went 2-each with Kyle Lafferty scoring. It was an outstanding ball down the left from Middleton to Barisic, who gets by his defender. I think that was just pure pace. Puts an inch perfect cross into the box for a first time tap in from Lafferty. I say tap in, he still had a lot of work to do because he was getting harried by the defender, but it was an outstanding goal all round, and what a play, wasn't it?
Oh, Derek, it was tremendous. I mean, I've watched this go back, you know, loads and loads. As you say, Middleton came on. Now, that lad, he was still on a high, I think, from scoring his first goal at Ibrox. He was still really confident, and you could tell he was desperate to get on the ball. He was desperate to get things going, which is just a joy to see. Absolute joy. And you could see him straight away. That pass for the outside his boot, a lad of that age doesn't pull off passes like that, Derek, especially somebody that's in the team a lot. That first time pass to the outside his left foot, perfectly curling it right around the inside of the player and out onto the wing. I mean, that is absolute quality. I mean, I can't say it, but I mean, that ball was about, you know, as good as the cross, which was world class in the finish, but the whole move was just brilliant, absolutely brilliant. First time ball to Barisic, he kept going down the left hand side. That ball in by Barisic, Derek, the defender wasn't getting it and the goalkeeper wasn't getting it. It's that sort of magic area that the attackers love the ball to go into. It was just inch perfect. As you say, Kyle Lafferty, it wasn't a tap in. He had to guide that ball in past the goalkeeper, and it was done absolutely perfectly, wasn't it? He had the defender on him and he still managed to pull his foot out, and the ball came in perfectly just for him to stick his foot out and perfectly guide it away and into the corner of the goal. Absolutely sensational goal, Derek. It really, really was. I was going absolutely daft at that point, and I was just screaming at my TV, "Don't give this up, for fuck's sake!" And thankfully it didn't, because it was a tremendous goal, a goal I think we'll be talking about for a long, long time. Yep,
it was brilliant on all round. On just after that, on the 76th minute, Candeas came off and McCrory came on. 77th minute, Middleton had a shot from the edge of the box but hits the side net, and if he just had a wee bit more composure, he could have got that on target and made the keeper work for that.
But again though, Derek, I don't mind that, because like I say, we've talked about Morelos and that in the past. I didn't mind that. That lad is full of confidence. He only had one thing on his mind. He wasn't for passing that in for somebody. He was desperate to score and desperate to get in there. So I honestly don't mind a young laddie doing that. If he had done that after having an absolute shocker of a game, I would have said that it was, you know, his confidence was way out, but he wouldn't have tried that. If he was having a shocker, Derek, he would have tried to find somebody. So that shows you a guy that's high in confidence. So it really doesn't bother me when that happens.
Yep. And 84th minute, Barisic came off. I think he picked up a slight knock, and Dorrans came on, and it was great to see Dorrans back, and what an impact he made, because 6 minutes later on the 90th minute, it was lovely play from him, taking on the player with the ball on the edge of the box, and he had a lovely shoulder drop, great pass to Arfield, who was in the box. He hits a shot, and I think he tried to place it. He was well inside the box. He had one-on-one with the keeper, more or less. If he had tried to just put the laces through it, I think he would have scored but he tried to place it, and the keeper made a very comfortable save, and that should have been 3-2, shouldn't it have been?
Yeah, it was a great chance. We've spoken about this before. I actually think he had maybe too much time. I know it wasn't. It was quite a fast passage of play, but you say with the fact that he had a time to look up and try and place the ball, maybe if he, as you say, if he had just went and absolutely hammered it, it would have went past the goalkeeper, but he maybe just had that split second too much to think about it and tried to pass it. He really should have scored. For a guy like Arfield, he really should have scored that, but it wasn't to be, unfortunately.
No. 92nd minute, it was a corner from Villarreal, headed by the attacker in the centre of the box. It flashes just wide of the post.
Yep.
And on the 93rd minute, to round out the game, the cross came in from the right, from Villarreal into the back post, finds the head of his attacker, who heads it down off the ground, and it went just wide. It really should have been in as well. But that rounded out the game, a 2-each draw, an absolute outstanding result, and kind of speechless at the end of it.
Derek, it was tremendous, and I don't care what anybody says. I hate to mention them. I'm not even going to say the words, but there's no way that they would go over there right now and get a draw out of that game. They would have been beaten by Villarreal, as every other Scottish team would have. So I think that this game we should be talking about this game for a long time, and the performance for a long time, because it was absolutely fantastic. All the Rangers fans have been talking about it ever since. It was tremendous. Nobody expected Rangers to get anything out of that game. And if it wasn't for the fact that Rapid Vienna won the other match 2-0, because I think everyone was expecting them to get beat by Spartak Moscow, it might have been the big shock of the night for the whole of the Europa League. But because of that game as well, which was a big victory for them. But no, I'm absolutely delighted in it, Derek, and hopefully now we go on to play these next games, these teams will be weary of us now and maybe show us a bit more respect. Do you know what I mean? And it might work in our advantage that we might have some, more time in the ball now, because these teams might think to themselves, we might have to sit back, which will play our favour as well, Derek, let's be honest, because we're used to teams being a bit more defensive against us, especially at home, and it's not stopped us this season so far. So no, I'm absolutely delighted. I'm looking forward to the next games that are coming up as well, and it's just great. It's fantastic to be back in Europe and playing that level, to be playing a team of that calibre in that stadium, all the fans that were there. It was just absolutely fantastic. I'm delighted, I really am.
And I mean, one thing I forgot, how good that stadium looks. However, I don't know if it was just my eyes deceiving me, but it looked, fairly empty from the home perspective. Was it not? There was a lot of yellow seats about, was there not?
Well, again, Derek, I think that comes down to perception. We were seen as possibly being the weakest team. Not by our standards, but by the rest of them. So maybe they thought that the bigger game for them was going to be like against Spartak Moscow or something. I don't know, but certainly we've went over and proved a few people wrong, including that big bohead John Hartson, who I'm sure was absolutely beeling at the end of that game. So. No, absolutely brilliant, Derek. Tremendous.
Yep. So on a high, and that led us into the next game, which was Sunday the 23rd of September. It was a 5-1 home win against St Johnstone. Now, as I said in the last pod, I never got to see the game, but I did watch it back yesterday, so I've got all the notes here. But Dave, you were keeping me up to date.
Fantastic stuff, yes.
Yep. So I think there was 4 changes for the game. We lined up McGregor, Tavernier, Goldson, Katic, Flanagan, McCrory, Arfield, Koulibaly, Candeas, Kent and Morelos. On the subs bench, we had Fotheringham, Dorrans, Ejaria, Worrell, Lafferty, Halliday and Middleton.
Great squad, Derek. It's getting back. I mean, to be able to make 4 changes and come away with the performance that we did is just fantastic.
Yep, and I think, again, maybe I was a wee more surprised by McCrory starting this game, wasn't it? So it's good that he's using the squad, because we're going to have a lot of games coming up, and we've been playing Thursday, Sunday for the past few weeks, and it's still that'll be like that for the next foreseeable. Again, though, Derek, I think Stephen Gerrard actually said McCrory, his confidence dipped a wee bit at the start of the season. Remember when he got sent off and stuff like that, and he actually said that him going away with the Scotland under-21 team, or under-20s, whatever it is, and playing so well for them,
boosted his confidence, and he spoke to him. And when he came on against Villarreal, Derek, I thought McCrory was outstanding when he came on. He was covering everything, stopping them playing, just the player that we know he can be. And Steven Gerrard said that he was delighted with him as well. The way that he's shown, and he's getting his confidence back. So we all know McCrory can be a top player, Derek. So I've got no issues about him playing in there. And just another, it's great for us to have this depth of squad now. It really is.
Yeah, absolutely. And one thing, as I said in the last pod, it keeps the players hungry for the fact that previous seasons they knew they were going to automatically start, no matter how bad they played in the previous game. At least now you've got 2 players for every position where they know they're going to have to work to keep their place in the team. So So the game, obviously, it was Armed Forces Day, and it obviously started off with the fantastic abseil down the Sandy Jardine stand to present the match day ball to the referee to kick off the game. There was pipers at half time, and also at half time Walter Smith was in attendance presenting a signed ball to a member of the Armed Forces who's retiring. So
absolutely brilliant,
outstanding from the club there.
Yep.
First 5 minutes we were fairly content to knock it about. There was a few slack passes here and there, but it was fairly content anyway. On the 6th minute, there was quick play up the park by St Johnstone, resulting in a cross from the right and the defender getting a shot off from 7 yards, but it was over the bar. And then 2 minutes later, we went 1-0 up from Tavernier with a stunning free kick. It was 20 yards out from on the right hand side of the box, over the wall, who didn't even jump, and right into the bottom right hand corner of the post. Fantastic goal, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. It was neat. It was the fact that, it was like a placed free kick, Derek. He wasn't just kind of aiming for the top corner. He knew exactly that he was going to curl it just over and then down. It was a fantastic goal, and the goalkeeper had absolutely no chance. And again, Tav, top form just now, absolutely brilliant.
Yep. 14th minute, it was great work from Morelos, who won the ball deep in the St Johnstone half. Great layoff into the box to Kent, who has a shot forcing the keeper to pull out a great save for the corner. 30th minute, it was another stunning free kick from Tavernier from 20 yards near the centre of the box, and it smashed off the crossbar. Really lucky, that one, wasn't it?
Unbelievable. That, Derek, was arguably a better free kick than the first one, and it come crashing off the crossbar. Absolutely fantastic stuff. It would have been tremendous if that had went in, but unfortunately it wasn't to be for him at that point.
No. And we went 2-0 up on the 33rd minute with Morelos. He had a 1-2 with Tavernier on the right hand side of the box. Morelos gets it forward, cuts it back, sells a dummy, and then shoots it into the back of the net past the keeper. Outstanding goal from Morelos, wasn't it?
It was great. Left foot shot, Derek. Power, accuracy, absolutely brilliant. As you say, how on earth he can get a shot away for that sort of angle is unbelievable, but he absolutely skinned that defender and fired it, and it was a tremendous goal. We'll talk about Morelos at the end of the game, Derek. I thought it was sensational.
Yep, that kind of rounded out the half as well. There was no other kind of clear-cut chances. Fairly content, can't argue with that. 2-0 going up at half-time. St Johnstone, I don't think really had anything. I don't think McGregor had anything to do in the half. So, again, quite happy.
Yep, definitely.
Into the second half, we kind of really upped our game from there. 51st minute, we went 3-0 up in the 51st minute, and it was Arfield who got the goal. Morelos was lovely down the right-hand side. He cuts it back to Kent, who was in the centre of the box, and a first-time shot cannons off the bar, back out to Arfield, who knocks it in high into the net. Unlucky from Kent, but it was great from Arfield with the vision just to pick up the loose ball and knock it into the net.
Yeah, it was excellent. As you say, Arfield still had 2 players, defenders in front of him. He gets it and just sort of hits it right through. Goalkeeper had no chance. He had 2 defenders in front of him, and then before he knew it, the ball was in the back of the net. Really unlucky by Ryan Kent, who I thought had an exceptional game as well. Derek was tormenting him constantly, but unlucky with that. But thankfully, Arfield in the right place at the right time. Good control, brings it down, shoots, and it's in. So they make it 3-0 and absolutely cruising at that point.
55th minute, Tavernier came off and Ajaria came on. I don't think he picked up a knock. I think it was just using the squad, wasn't it? Because he's got a lot of games coming up.
I would say so, yeah.
The game was effectively done at that point. 60th minute, Katic plays a short ball back to McGregor. The attacker manages to nip in and get the trundling shot off, and it goes just wide. Kind of a bit of a let off there.
It was. I think it was Tony Watt that had the shot there, who's quite a good striker, so he'll be annoyed, I think, that he missed that. But a bit of a let off there, and it just shows you we were cruising at that point, Derek, and I don't think it would have made a difference with the result, but you need to try and keep your concentration up at all times. And there was a wee slip later on as well, which I'm sure you'll get into also by the defence. So I'm sure Steven Gerrard will be looking at that as well, just to try and keep the concentration up, for the full game.
Yep. On the 62nd minute, Koulibaly comes off and Dorrans comes on. 63rd minute was good play by Morelos down the right, gets in the box and has a shot at a tight angle, seems to spin off the keeper and up along the top of the crossbar.
Yeah.
That was quite a strange one.
It was bizarre, yeah. I actually thought that was in, when I watched it, but unfortunately not. As you say, just strange to see it roll along the top of the bar and then out, but really unlucky there.
Yep. 66th minute, Kent drives the ball forward, moving from right to left in the box, hits a shot into the centre of the goal, but a comfortable save by the keeper. 70th minute, Arfield free kick from 30 yards, looping goal bound, but the keeper managed to put it over the bar. Final sub of the day, Kent comes off in the 71st minute and Lafferty comes on, and instantly he gets a goal in the 73rd minute. Morelos on the right of the box on the 18-yard line cuts it to the centre of the D area to Arfield, who then passes it to Lafferty, who had drifted into space in the box and really had to simply slot it home from there. Outstanding goal started by Morelos.
It was, and again, it shows you Lafferty's confidence also is sky high, Derek, because the fact that the way that he just sort of nonchalantly just sort of perfect. He didn't even have to think about the finish. He just sort of passed it with, just a heavy pass right round the goalie and into the bottom corner first time. It was fantastic. I'd have been delighted with that finish if that had been me, because it was just so cool and calm the way that he slotted it in, and it sort of, it showed the way that we were playing at that point. Confidence was just an ultimate high. It was a joy to watch. It really was. Yeah,
absolutely. On the 76th minute, though, there was a penalty given to St Johnstone. I thought it was very soft.
Derek, it was never a penalty. No. Let's be honest. I'll let you get into it and I'll tell you what I think about that.
I felt that Arfield stuck out his leg as he was going for the ball. I can't remember if he actually got the ball, and the St Johnstone player appeared to run into his outstretched leg, and then he tumbled over in the box, and that's what it was given for. And obviously they converted the penalty a minute later, so it went 4-1. But it was...
Arfield didn't even know the guy was there, Derek. He had no idea the guy was there. The guy was behind him when he was running through. Arfield went to put his leg out to get the ball, and as you say, the next minute, their player... There wasn't even much of contact there, Derek. Let's be honest. It wasn't he didn't go right over his outstretched leg. His foot was out to get the ball, and he just sort of ran through. We talk about refereeing again, Derek, and I know that it doesn't overshadow anything, but it's wee decisions like that again. It's shocking. It was never a penalty. It just wasn't a penalty, and again, it was a bad decision by the referee again. But thankfully, it didn't cost us. As I say, we need consistency here, Derek, and it was never a penalty. So that was it. It was very, very poor, and again, I've sat and watched bloody sports scene, which infuriates me, and it doesn't, there's nothing in the commentary there at all. It was, yes, penalty, that's it. It's some consolation for St Johnstone. It was never a bloody penalty in the first place, but anyway.
There was your first error. You're watching sports scene.
No, I wanted to go back. I mean, I watched the game live. I've watched the highlights on the internet and that as well. But I do like to see what the sports scene commentators say when Rangers play really well, Derek, because I know it's through gritted teeth that they have to give us any kind of praise, and it is quite satisfying sometimes. But I was annoyed about that. But it was never a penalty, Derek. End of.
For me, it was soft. It might have been a penalty, but it was soft. But. Anyway, the reverse happened this time, because 2 minutes after they scored, we scored on the 79th minute. We went 5-1 up with Candeas getting the goal. Arfield plays a lovely ball into space in the box for Candeas to run onto the ball, collects it, cuts it back, and then strokes it past the keeper. Really, really well played goal, wasn't it?
It was. Just before that, Derek, again, getting back to Morelos, the layoff that Morelos had for Arfield to pick the ball up before he passed it to Candeas was absolutely incredible. It was a sort of backwards flick with his heel. If you get a chance to watch it back, it was absolutely fantastic. The ball gets played to Morelos, sort of halfway into the St Johnstone half. He sees Arfield running past him, and it just lets it go through his legs and back heels it to the side for Arfield to run on. He passed the ball. The whole move was sensational, Derek, it really was, and delighted for Candace, because that Candace puts in a hard shift, doesn't he? And he puts in, you know, a lot of fantastic crosses, and he's been put pretty quiet of late. And I was delighted for him to score, because I'm sure that'll do him the world of good as well. And a great finish as well, you know, cuts inside his man, hits it low past the goalkeeper. Fantastic goal again, Derek, superb.
Yep. And 86 minutes to round out the game. St Johnstone had a shot just wide of the post, but McGregor really had it covered anyway. So ended up 5-1. Outstanding result. Really, really high in confidence just now. It's amazing what the space of 2 weeks or 2 games can do. You know, everything was doom and gloom after the Celtic game, and then 2 games later, what a weekend, you know, with Hearts dropping points, Celtic obviously losing a last minute goal to lose the game, and us winning emphatically as well. It's outstanding. And, you know, you were talking about Morelos earlier on. What a game he had. He's playing out of his skin just now, isn't he?
Derek, the difference in Morelos now, we all know he's a good striker, Derek, don't we? We all know he's an impact player. But the coaching staff at Rangers are turning him into the perfect lone striker, aren't they? He, for a guy at the start of the season who just wouldn't pass the ball, would he? He would get the ball at his feet and he would just run, and he would have a shot for anywhere. Alfredo Morelos, I think, was involved in 4 out of the 5 of those goals, with either playing the last pass through or playing a through ball for somebody to put on. His whole outfield play was just absolutely sensational. He was unplayable yesterday, Derek, because even if he hadn't scored, the impact that he was making was just tremendous. His wee flicks, his wee turns, his vision. I mean, the work that the guy he has done and that the backroom staff have done on him has just been fantastic. He's absolutely sensational, and I honestly think as well his call up to the Colombia squad it's maybe matured him slightly, Derek. Mm-hmm. It's maybe made him realise, look, I've got a chance to be a top player here if I knuckle down, if I, you know, really go for it in training. And he just looks a completely different player altogether. His attitude and everything on the park now, you can see now that when he's that there was 2 of the goals in there that I think it was the Kyle Lafferty goal. You could see how delighted he was when Lafferty scored as well, which we never got before last season, did we? He looked kind of uninterested unless it was him that scored the goal, whereas I think he's taking pleasure in the fact that he's contributing big time to the team now as well. So it's just fantastic to see, and keep it going. That's all I can say, Derek. We've got a game tomorrow night. Go out there and get a good performance and a victory, hopefully tomorrow night, and just keep it going. We're now in the driving seat, Derek. We've got Hearts in our sights. We're now above Celtic. When was the last time we were above Celtic in the league?
8 years ago.
Exactly. This is the first time it's happened that they're not used to this. The Celtic aren't used to trying to catch somebody in the league now. They're falling to pieces at the moment, Derek. I don't care what anybody's saying, but let's just concentrate on us. Forget about them. That's all everybody's talking about now. Let's just concentrate on Rangers. 1 game at a time. Keep on winning, and see if we do that, Derek. Before we know it, we'll be well clear and we'll be top of the league if they keep going like that. And signs are there now. The squad is all coming back to full fitness. We had a wee game there against Motherwell, I think, that the other day. We had Grezda, we had Lee Wallace, who I know that we spoke about, and Jordan Rossiter, yes, who are all apparently near fitness. 3 quality players, Derek, whether or no Wallace does get his game or not, but he's still there in the squad. quality players to add to the squad, Derek. And as you say, with Graham Dorrans coming back as well, I hope Steven Gerrard gets the best out of Graham Dorrans and plays him in that sort of attacking midfield role that he wants to play. Things are just looking great now, Derek. They're just looking really, really good, and I'm absolutely delighted this week. This week's been fantastic.
Yep. So talking of the league, we've played 6, won 3, drew 2, lost 1. We've scored 15, which is the most in the league so far. Conceded 6, goal difference plus 9, and we have 11 points. We're 5 points behind Hearts. We're joint with Hibs and Livingston. We're 1 ahead of Killie and Celtic, and we're 2 ahead at Aberdeen. So as you said, we're ahead of Celtic, which is a big psychological thing.
Definitely.
If anything, and I think they've got quite a hard run of games, and we've got a fairly, okay run of games, maybe apart from Hearts coming up. So
exactly, Derek. Games that we would expect to win, and the way that we're playing at Ibrox for the Hearts game, that's going to be a cracker. If we can beat Hearts at Ibrox, then they were well on our way, Derek. I strongly believe that.
Yep. So games to come, we have got a game tomorrow night on Wednesday the 26th of September. So away to Ayr United in the League Cup quarter-final. That's a 19:45 kick-off. The only one thing about that is Lafferty will be cup-tied for that game, because he played for Hearts in the Cup earlier on this year. So then on Sunday the 30th of September, it's away to Livingston. That's a 1:30 kick-off, so I think that's on TV. And the next European game is Thursday the 4th of October at home to Rapid Vienna, and that's a 8 o'clock kick-off, so be looking forward to that one.
Yeah, can't wait, Derek. The next 3 games, Derek, I can't wait. I can't wait for tomorrow night. Unfortunately, I'm not going to get to see it because I'm working, so you're going to have to keep me updated on that one. Looking forward to the game on Sunday, which will be a good one because they're playing well at the moment as well. They're full of confidence also, but I'm looking forward to that. And then, as you say, the big European game at Ibrox, that's going to be a complete sellout. The noise is going to be incredible. And again, Derek, go out there, nothing to fear whatsoever. Rapid Vienna have got points on the board already. They'll feel confident as well, but we shouldn't be fearing anybody right now, Derek. We really shouldn't. And as fans, we should be well up for it, which I'm sure everybody is. It's great now. I really can't wait. It's going to be brilliant.
Yep. So we will now go into the classic match.
And there it is. The final whistle's gone. Rangers have won the European Cup Winners' Cup.
Dave, what have you got for this week?
Derek, we are going to go back in time by 16 years. Back to a time, obviously 2002, and back to a time when Alec McLeish was in charge of Rangers, and we are taking on Dundee at Dens Park. A few familiar names in the Dundee team. Quite a few of them came to play for us the season after that, or 2 seasons after that. It was the 2nd of November 2002. Rangers lined up that day. It was still a lot of quality players in the team. Obviously we knew it was a bit of a transitional period for us when Alec McLeish came in. But Rangers that day, Stefan Clausen goals. Right back was Kevin Muscat. Remember him, Derek?
Yep.
Craig Moore, Bob Malcolm playing in the centre of defence. Arthur Newman. Midfield of Rickson, Ferguson and Arteta. Quality midfield. And then up front, Peter Lovenkrands just on the left, Ronald de Boer just on the right, and Michael Malls up front. On the bench for Rangers, a youthful Alan McGregor, Claudio Caniggia, Russell Latape, Big Bertie Conterman and Stephen Hughes. The Dundee team that day, looking back, Julian Speroni. Now, a lot of people forget that he started his career at Dundee, the Argentinian goalkeeper who went on to make a name for himself down in England, both in the Premiership with Crystal Palace, and he's been on the go a long time. I think he's possibly still playing. Mackay, Lee Wilkie, remember him, big Lee Wilkie, Zurab Kizhnishvili, who obviously came on to play for Rangers, Hernandez, and in midfield, Smith, Brady and Gavin Ray, who also had a spell at Rangers, Georgian Mzadze, and then up front for Dundee Dundee, exciting young Nacho Novo, who we all know about, and Fabian Caballero, who was an Argentinian forward as well, who I actually thought was a fantastic player. I'm surprised he wasn't, nobody had made a move for him after that season, because he was an exciting player also. So a very good Dundee team there, Derek, who'd been doing well. They had a lot of money put in. I think, at that point, that was when Dundee were, they had a few money problems after that, and, no wonder with the sort of wages that they were paying out at that point. But anyway, we're expecting a bit of a cracker of a game here, and, Rangers had started that league season fantastically well. Alec McLeish at the helm. I remember that season particularly well, Derek, because Dick Advocaat was away. We sold quite a few top players at that point, and nobody was really giving us much of a chance that season. But Alec McLeish, 10 wins and 2 draws at that point in the season, which was fantastic. But it was Dundee who started, going forward, and they had an early chance. Nacho Novo raced clear, but a fantastic clearance by Craig Moore, and then a great tackle by Moore again, just within 2 seconds on the byline, because Dundee were about to sort of tap it into the net. So 2 fantastic clearances there by Craig Moore. And then the first Rangers chance really came in the 15th minute. Arthur Newman to Peter Lovenkrands, then to Michael Malls, back to Arthur Newman. It was like a perfect triangle, and then a great through ball back to Peter Lovenkrands that kept moving, and he had a sort of shot and chip, and it was fantastically saved by Speroni out for the corner. Then on the 20th minute, a chance for Dundee again. The ball played along the deck. Caballero, he's back to goal. He actually backheeled it. Nobody was they were on the front, and he backheeled it and actually came off the base of the post. So Dundee could have taken the lead there. Kloss was nowhere at that point, wasn't expecting that by Caballero. And then on the 28th minute, Kevin Muscat on the right for Rangers. He crossed into Michael Malls, who had a great shot and a fantastic save by Speroni out for the corner. And it was on that corner that Rangers took the lead.
Arteta's corner kick inside the 30th minute. Craig Moore's header back off the crossbar, and it's Bob Malcolm who fires Rangers in front. Bob Malcolm goals are a bit of a rarity. He took that very well, with Dundee still in disarray after Craig Moore's header had rocketed down off the underside of the crossbar. But that's a pretty clinical finish from the central defender when the chance came his way. That was unstoppable, and Rangers are ahead with half an hour gone.
Mikel Arteta with the corner into the middle of the box. Craig Moore batters it with his head. It sort of bounces off the bar down to the ground, and who was there but Bob Malcolm, who shot a fantastic shot, hit it low and hard, ends up in the back of the net. Bob Malcolm, one of the few goals he scored for Rangers, but absolutely fantastic. Rangers go 1-0 up. And then on the 35th minute, a great chance, a ball on the right, played into Malls, who's back to goal. He finds Arteta on the edge of the box. Arteta looked as if he was about to have a first-time shot, but he just saw at the corner of his eyes Peter Lovenkrands running down the left-hand side. He plays a perfectly weighted ball through to Peter Lovenkrands, who shoots high and wide. Player like Lovenkrands, you were expecting, a shot on target. Unfortunately, it didn't work out. Dundee had then, the only chance that they had after that was a long shot from outside the box by Smith, which was just wide. And then on the 44th minute, Dundee were actually reduced to 10 men. It was Bob Malcolm who picks up the ball in midfield. He tackled the Dundee player that was running through. It was possibly Nimzadze that was running through in his own half. The ball then falls to Arteta after that tackle, and he just turns and hits this fantastic first time through ball for Ronald de Boer, who was running through in goal. He was brought down by Kizhnishvili, of all people. It was a straight red card. De Boer was through 1-on-1 with the keeper. You know, there was no complaints there. Dundee down to 10 men. That was just before the second half. So Rangers fancied their chances. You knew that we were going to get the bulk of the possession now. We really had to go out and make it count. And then straight away, Barry Ferguson, he runs forward, plays a fantastic 1-2 with Ronald de Boer, about to pull the trigger, but then a great tackle by Lee Wilkie, which forced it out for the corner. But we didn't have to wait too much longer, because on the 50th minute, Rangers doubled their advantage.
Mikel Arteta. Dangerous ball in, and Peter Lovenkrantz makes it too. There was a deflection on the cross, and it popped up invitingly for Lovenkrantz to head in his 7th goal of the season. Scored with a header recently against Motherwell at Ibrox, and he's done it again. Arteta doing the set-up work. 2-0 Rangers, 5 minutes into the second half.
Mikel Arteta, who picked up the ball, he ran down the right-hand side this time. He puts in an incredible cross to Peter Lovenkrantz with a bullet header, crashes it past Speroni into the net to make it 2-0 to Rangers. Fantastic goal. Dundee, though, weren't out of it at that point. Caballero, he wins the ball on the edge of the box, the Rangers box. He finds Gavin Ray, who shoots over the bar. Then Arthur Newman got injured, so he was replaced by Stephen Hughes. And just not long after that, a great chance for Ronald de Boer. It was a long cross to the right-hand side to Peter Lovenkrantz, who hits a volley, and the save for Speroni was top drawer. That could have been one of the goals of the season if that had went in, but a fantastic save by Speroni. It was going right in the top corner. Out for the corner kick. Then not long after that, Bert Conterman comes on for Rangers for Barry Ferguson. He himself has a long shot which was deflected out from the corner, and then from that corner on the 79th minute, Rangers wrap up the game.
The regular corner kick man, Mikel Arteta. Goal number 3, and it's Craig Moore. Dundee have struggled to cope with him at set pieces throughout, and having scored last weekend, his first of the season, Craig Moore makes it 2-2. The marking was poor from Dundee, and how Moore made them pay. It's 3-0 Rangers with 11 minutes left.
Mikel Arteta again plays it in. Craig Moore, another bullet header, had obviously been practising this at training. Bullet header past the goalkeeper, makes it 3-0 to Rangers. Tremendous stuff. Rangers seeing out the game. Dundee had one chance where Stefan Klos, probably the only real save he had to make. Fantastic save from Brady on the edge of the box, which it deflected off Craig Moore, but Stefan Klos made the save. But apart from that, that was really it. Rangers came out comfortable winners in the end. Some fantastic goals, some fantastic players on show. Mikel Arteta was absolutely outstanding in that match. So again, if you get the chance to go back and watch it, please do. I take it you remember that one, Derek?
No. Wait, there's very few games I actually remember.
2002, you're not that young, surely. That was only 16 years ago.
Ah, but I can't remember that. I can't remember what happened last year, never mind.
Oh my God. No, great game to go back and watch. So if you get the chance to do so, please do. You see some fantastic players on show. And the good thing about that season, Derek, it wasn't just all about the big names in the team. It was a team effort that year. It was all about hard work, persistence, and obviously it did paid off, and great stuff.
So it's time for the news. A few bits and pieces to talk about this week, and obviously the big one, as we mentioned at the start of the show, is the kits have finally been released.
Yes.
Dave, have you managed to get one?
No, I haven't managed to get one. Went online when they were first announced, Derek, and I was basically put in a queue for a very, very long time. And I thought, right, I'll leave it the now. I'll leave it the now. I'll leave it the now. But no, there will be a purchase made very, very shortly for me and my son. Absolutely delighted that they are available. And as few people have noticed, Derek, this is not the Rangers Megastore website.
No.
This is it Gers Clothing Online, which is obviously their new website, which is, again, my interpretation, taking us away from Sports Direct completely. So I don't know what has been, what deal they've managed to sort out with Sports Direct and JD Sports, because it's neither any of the two of them. I don't know if they've found a wee clause in there which allows Rangers to sell direct from their own website at the moment, but certainly they said there was limited stock available, Derek. But I mean, going by the queue just to get on the website, that limited stock will be long gone, but surely they will be getting more back in. I'll have to actually check today to see if they're still available or not. But great to see that we're finally able to do so, Derek. I was hoping that all the training gear would be available and stuff like that, because I fancy one of those white polo shirts that they've all been wearing. I would like one of them, and obviously I want to get my boy a strip as well. So just great that we're finally able to buy them, Derek.
Yep, well, apparently it's just the home and the third kit, the Mandarin top, that's available just now, with saying a banner saying that the away top is coming soon. As you mentioned about the new website, it's a non-exclusive deal with this outside company, so I don't know who they've got. I think it's Elite Clothing or something to do with that, but it's a non-exclusive deal. Bear in mind that this is what we used to do before the GDB deal got signed, where it was a case of just, we would just give every store our tops to sell, and it would be all sold from there like normal retail. And it's just this kind of quite a recent thing with exclusive partners with sports companies who get exclusive rights to sell merchandise. So maybe that's the way they're going down, and not having one outright retailer that sells it. We're maybe just going down this whole route, but as you said, we'll need to wait and see. Interestingly though, online this morning is apparently JD Sports have apparently taken delivery of shirts, and they'll be on sale tomorrow in their stores. So interesting to see what's happening here. Obviously, as you said, there was a massive queue, up to 2 hours, a huge uptake. People were going by the order numbers to see how many orders have went through. So if you're taking that, I think it was something like, it was in the thousands. One person. It
was about 5,000 odd when I last checked, Derek. So
I mean, the amount of money that's probably we've made just out in that first couple of days alone,
exactly,
incredible.
Yes.
Training kit appears to be going on sale soon, because that was on that website, as well as skip caps and scarves are ready for pre-sale as well. At the bottom of the Rangers website, on their statement, it did say that please note, Rangers hope to be able to announce further retail partners, including partners for the Rangers Megastore and website soon. Until then, if you want to acquire Rangers replica kit and contribute to the success of your club, go online at the website provided. So,
yes.
That's maybe part of what's happening, is we're not going to be doing this exclusive thing. So that's interesting to see. But the one thing I would say though is 60 quid seemed a bit steep for me.
Very, it is. But I mean, going by the price of any sort of kit now, Derek, it's at least £50 for a top. For any new kit at the moment, because I know that just by buying my laddie strips and things like that, and having a look in, I was looking in JJB the other day, and
JJB.
Sorry, JD Sports, I should say. I am, yes. Looking in JD the other day online and stuff like that. That's the sort of the going rates, at least 50. The vast majority of them £55, Derek. So. It is expensive, I know it is, but we will go out and buy them regardless, won't we?
That's probably the thinking of pricing at 60.
Exactly.
Plus as well, that we've had the home top for 2 years now, in the last 2 years, so we obviously had a year of not buying a home top, so that's maybe down to part of it. Then you've had a saving of £50 odd in the previous year, so.
That's right. No, it's great to see Derek. I'm looking forward to all the training gear coming out. I would like the polo shirt, the white polo shirt. I think that was really smart. And you've seen some of the tracky tops and all that. The guys have been wearing it training, the black ones and that. They all look really good. And again, it's annoying me that people are letting this annoy them. Obviously, you're going to get that lot for the other side of the city trying to slag off our strips. I think the strips are cracking, Derek. I think all the Hummel stuff's been really smart. And again, what the fuck's a New Balance kit? Do you know what I mean? I've read a lot of people getting annoyed about comments made online. I would rather be wearing the Hummel gear than that New Balance stuff. That's no smart at all. In any of the New Balance kits haven't been smart for any team. So don't let any of these idiots on the other side of the city, spoil this for us. It's great that we can go out and buy our kits again. I am desperate just to be able to walk into Glasgow or anywhere, even here in the central belt, and start seeing Rangers strips again, because I'm sick and tired of going anywhere and all I can see is green and white because we've not been able to buy our strips, Derek. I think it's time for everybody to start showing their colours again. I can't wait. It's great news. We're moving, we really have lifted off and moved in the right direction both on and off the field, and here's hoping that this is going to be very successful for us, and I'm sure it will be. I really do.
Yep. Next thing here is the fanzone. Stuart Robertson has met with Chief Exec of Glasgow City Council Anne-Marie O'Donnell and Chief Exec of Glasgow Life Bridget McConnell. I'll leave that there. And both of them have reiterated their support for the fanzone at Ibrox.
Brilliant.
They've confirmed they wish to work with us to deliver for our fans and for the community on match days. It's very strange that they've kind of basically folded the line from Glasgow City Council on the back of the fact that we've kind of raised hell over the.
Brilliant. Yep. No, it's great.
And it's very strange that both of them seem to be in favour of the fan zone until a few Celtic fans on both the respective boards put really weak objections to the proposal. So it's quite clear that there's been something untoward happening there with given their very quick come down of this, haven't they?
The thing that I like about it, Derek, is we have created. We have went mental about this, and for a change, it has went viral. It's went into all the media as well. Whether there's, we all know the vast majority of them are very negative towards us, but getting local MSPs involved and councillors also is great, and it's just in that very short space of time for that to suddenly change just shows you that maybe the wheels of power are changing, Derek, and we've finally got a voice again, which is fantastic.
Yeah, brilliant. Next one here is Club 1872 are balloting their members in regards to refusing to accept any offer for shares Dave King may still have to offer due to the takeover panel. Basically, like most of us, we wouldn't accept any offer offer to buy shares from Dave King because of the way it is. So it'll be interesting to see the way that goes, because as a few people thought, the whole takeover panel thing was dead in the water, but I don't think it is. The way it was worded, that the hearing was adjourned, that wasn't cancelled, it wasn't abandoned or anything like that. So I think there's still something rumbling on. So it'll be interesting to see what's happening with that, because again, it doesn't have any impact really on the club other than what Dave King can and can't put into us. But so we'll see what happens there. A very strange one here. Josh Windass was on TalkSport the other day stating that he didn't think that Rangers should have accepted the bid from Wigan, and he intimated that it wasn't his decision to leave. Despite
how you endear yourself to your new support,
exactly.
So, Josh, when are you going to learn, man?
So that's despite him already coming out on Twitter at the time saying it was his decision to leave Rangers.
When is the laddie going to learn, Derek? Really? My God.
We all know football players haven't got a lot of brains, but this boy takes a biscuit.
Oh my God. Do you think he maybe took advice from his dad before he said
I can quite probably believe that.
When I read that, Derek, I thought, oh no, surely he has to have some sort of advisor somewhere, Derek, as if to say, right, Josh, give me your phone, give me your tablet. Didn't speak to the press, for God's sake. Keep your mouth shut and go out and play football. Do you know what I mean? It's you really have to wonder. Derek, we all know he's a good player. We all know that he possibly could go to a higher level. But as you say, when you've got brains like that and you open your mouth before you actually think about it, or you start tweeting things before you think about it, it's maybe a godsend that he's not playing for us anymore, eh?
Oh, I know, but I mean, reading between the lines of what his comments are, I think he thought he was going to go to a bigger club than Wigan, so...
You know, and Derek, let's be honest, he possibly could do... He possibly, if he applied himself in the right way, could be playing in the Premiership or could be playing with a team, you know, pushing for promotion, but he lets himself down so many times, and that, you know, I'm sure the Wigan fans will not be happy with that he said that, because he pissed off the Rangers fans I don't know how many times with his off the field and on the field antics as well. And you know, you think the guy would learn, but oh my God, I give up. I really do. As I say, reading things like that and these statements, you know, again, like a lot of them, Derek, it's maybe the reality has maybe come crashing down that he's never going to play for a bigger club than he did before, and he had the opportunity to do great things with us, Derek, if he'd have just kept the head. And he didn't, and you know, it's maybe the reality now that he says to himself, shit, maybe this is just me playing for a sort of bottom end of the table championship club. And I know, speaking to people in England, they seem to think that the championship is by far a better league in that than the Scottish Premier. It's no, guys, it really isn't. And the amount of money is staggering, but the actual standard of football in the English Championship, I've said it time and time again, and I know what I'm talking about because the team that I like down in England plays in that league, and the football that gets played down there is dross. It really is, Derek. I don't know if you watch it. So he's going to be playing for a team in the bottom end of the league that maybe gets, you know, 15,000 average home crowd every week. That's about as good as it could get for Josh Windass now, and it's maybe the reality's maybe hitting home now, Derek.
Yep, quite probably. Next one here is Daniel Kuzan has been appointed the Gabon national coach.
Oh, quality. I didn't know that, right?
Yes, he's 41 years old, and I think it's an Arsenal player's dad that's going to be joining him as his assistant. So I can't remember who the name of that person was, but never mind.
Okay, oh, quality. Oh, well, good luck.
Yep. So, police in Spain are questioning a British woman after medics found a dead turtle inside her vagina. Shocked staff at the A&E department in Tenerife made the weird discovery after the woman arrived complaining of pain in her genital area. The unnamed woman, who has been called a Brit expat,
Yep,
has reportedly picked up an infection caused by the dead animal.
Oh.
The size of the reptile has not been revealed. According to a local newspaper, the woman had told friends that she felt unwell a couple of days after she had been out partying with them. The woman is reported to have no idea how the turtle ended up where it did.
I'm sure there's a joke about a turtle's head in there somewhere, Derek.
The duty doctors inspected her and saw that her discomfort was due to the fact that the woman who lives on the island had a dead turtle inside her vagina, which caused a serious infection.
Serious? I mean, she doesn't know how it got there. Did it just sort of, was she lying sleeping and it just sort of crawled in there?
Exactly.
Is that our explanation? Oh my God.
It makes you wonder.
Yeah, really, you really can't. I'm lost for words, Derek. I really am.
So, on that note, that wraps up the podcast for this week. So all that's left to say is to check out our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/iReadyPod. Our Twitter is at iReadyPod. We've got our Instagram page as well. We have got our YouTube page. As we said last week, we are now on Spotify, so you can get all our podcasts on that, our newest podcasts on that. We have also... What have we got, Dave? We've got our website which is iReadyPodcast.wordpress.com also.
Excellent.
Yes, so Looking forward to the up-and-coming games tomorrow night, and obviously the one on Sunday as well, and obviously the one in October as well, with the next European game.
Yeah, it'll be great, Derek. We will be back next week. We'll get another pod out because, surprisingly, Derek, I'm away on holiday again soon.
My God. Who'd have thunk it?
It's been at least 3 months, Derek. I'm away on holiday again, so there won't be a pod out for a few weeks, but we will try and get one done next week before I go. Because we'll have a few games to cover again. So, no, like I said before, Derek, the games can't come quick enough for me. It's just a joy to watch at the moment. It's just great to see that confidence is sky high at the moment with all the players, and the positivity that the management team have brought in is just fantastic at the moment. I think all the players are really channeling into that, and it's great. It really is, and everything off the field appears to be going well as well. So let's make Scotland a sea of royal blue. People, get those strips bought. I want to see as many as possible. I'll be doing the same, and we will be back next week, won't we?
Yes, we will. So thanks for listening, and goodbye.
Take care, folks. Goodbye.
Cheers.
And the stadium erupts in red, white and blue. You've never seen anything like it.
Let's go.